Yes.
Staring me down.
Yes.
Not one sort of word though. Like you're eyeing me. Like
Down.
you want me. I know you want me. I know you want me back. But you're just too scared to come up. I don't like that. Be a man.
Be a man.
Be a man and come up to me and say something. Why are we just looking? Why are we just looking?
I struck up a conversation with this girl that was like from Europe, and she was visiting Toronto, and she just was like, by the way, like the men here, they just don't like, they don't approach you, or like they'll find you attractive and just kind of like do nothing. And I was like, yeah, welcome to Toronto, sis.
Do y'all think that's a product of just society as a whole? Because American women have that same sentiment over the last 5-10 years, been vocal about men not approaching them. So now men are like, all right, well, y'all have been the loudest talking about y'all don't want men to approach us. Don't approach me. Don't talk to me if you see me in public. Like, so now we're following suit, and now it's like, well, y'all not trying to approach. Like, approach them. Like, which one is it? Like,
anyway, every day I go out looking adorable, tits bouncing, skin glistening, and yet nobody ever hits on me or approaches me. Ever. Oh my God, like, please. I'll take a fucking construction worker cat call at this point. Please.
86% of women say they want a man to make the first move. 76% of men say that they are terrified of making the first move for fear of being seen as creepy. 20% of Gen Z say that a man approaching a woman in public always or usually constitutes harassment. Square that circle. 86% of women want a man to make the first move. 76% of men are terrified of making the first move. So what that means is, guys know if they don't make the first move, nothing's going to happen. But that if they do make the first move, they're going to maybe be seen as creepy, and they're terrified of being Me Too'd. Women know that they want a man to make the first move, but if they, like, they're only 14% of them are actually going to go out and do it on their behalf.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel, J. Randall Uncensored. The topic of today's video is, should men start approaching women again? As I'm sure you're aware, there's a big thing going on in the dating scene right now where women are complaining that guys just aren't approaching them anymore. Girls will get all dolled up, they'll go to bars and clubs, they'll go to restaurants, they'll go to grocery stores. No matter where they're at, guys just aren't approaching. The guys won't notice them. They'll see the guy, you know, checking them out, maybe glance here and there. They'll even make eye contact. But the guy will just go about his day and not approach. And so, like I said, the question is, should men start approaching again? And personally, I don't think we should. I don't think men should start approaching yet. I don't think it's time for men to start approaching women again, at least not en masse. And mind you, this isn't coming from somebody who's afraid to approach women, afraid to talk to women. I literally got my start in the game by doing cold approach pickup, going to bars and clubs and talking to chicks. That's how I found out about female nature. I knew about female nature before I even discovered the red pill. That's how I knew the red pill was true, because I actually been out there dealing with chicks. But here's the thing. When you start out in the game approaching women, you tend to have this fear in your head, right? This fear of a nasty rejection from a girl. You think that you're going to approach her and she's going to disrespect you. She's going to embarrass you in front of everybody. That's the fear that most men have in their head when they even think about approaching a woman. Now, here's the thing. When you actually go out there and start approaching chicks, what you'll realize is that that fear is mostly just in your head. It's very rare, or at least it used to be very rare, that you would actually come across a scenario where a chick would be unnecessarily disrespectful or publicly embarrass you. It was very rare. Now, a girl would give you a nasty rejection from time to time, but it usually was far less severe than you were anticipating, and it rarely happened. However, in my time doing cold approach, I would notice from my early 20s, as the years progressed, the frequency in the unnecessary nasty rejections were increasing. And every year, the frequency would go up, go up, go up. And mind you, I was sober when I was doing these approaches because I don't drink. So as sober as I'm speaking to you right now, that's how I was conveying myself to these women, right? And so I wasn't drunk and sloppy and slurring my words and uncalibrated and saying weird shit. No, I'm very sober. I'm very aware. I'm very socially aware. and I understand social dynamics very well, and I know how to read body language. So I'm not approaching these girls as a weirdo and being any kind of thing you probably have in your head as to why I would get a nasty rejection. No, just how I'm talking to you right now is how I'm talking to the chick. And I would notice that the increase in these nasty rejections were more prevalent. Now, overall, I still got more good responses from women than bad, and I had some really good success from doing cold approach. But I stopped doing cold approach years ago, and I switched to online game, which was even easier and I got even better results. So I stuck with that. But fast forward to present day, and I look online and I hear what the men are saying about how women are treating them and talking to them and reacting to them. And then I see videos of women in the way that they reject men and disrespect men publicly and try to record men to post later to embarrass him just because he wanted to get her number or get to know her. Respectful. I'm sure you've seen the videos.
Oh, excuse me? Excuse me. You're beautiful. You caught me off guard.
$100. $100. $100.
I was talking to your friend.
I don't give a
I was
Give her
talking to your friend.
$100. Give her $100.
Why are you being so rude?
You gonna get bruised.
No, I was talking to her. Excuse me, I have a question. Are you guys like...
Fuck off!
just...
Fuck off!
Relax. Doing tonight, guys.
Get the fuck away from me!
God bless y'all.
These men are completely respectful. They're not being weird. They're not being creepy. They're just trying to meet a pretty girl. And I see the disrespect they're met with. Oh yes, it is so much worse than when I was doing it, bro. If I'm comparing the way women treat men when they approach them today, as opposed to how they treated them when I was in my early 20s, bro, it's way worse. So I completely understand how men have gotten to the point where they're like, screw that. I'm not even gonna take my chance. These chicks are disrespectful. I'm not doing it. I get it. I totally understand it. Let's talk about how this even came about in the first place. You see, women have always been approached by men. That's always been the norm. However, when the social media blew up, women weren't just getting approached from the guys in their general vicinity. They were getting approached by guys all over. Not only physical approaches, but guys online, guys on social media, everybody hitting them up. And women got a big head. You see, women were getting so much attention that they no longer felt as though they needed to appreciate male attention anymore. And so what happened after that is that women started taking it for granted. They would embarrass men. They would disrespect and reject them nastily for no reason. They would start posting videos online to embarrass these men who just went up and wanted to approach them. And then after that, they would just outright tell men, stop approaching us. You're weird. You're creepy. You're making us uncomfortable. Don't approach us at the grocery store. Don't approach us at the gym. Don't approach us at the gas station. Leave us the hell alone. Now, let me tell you this. Women were not expecting men to actually stop approaching them. You see, women were swimming in so much free attention and validation that they thought this will never end. I have so many options. I have so much attention. This couldn't possibly come to an end. However, they weren't expecting that men were actually listening to them and hearing them loud and clear and pulled back. Now, here's where we find ourselves today. Men, they don't want to get embarrassed anymore. They're tired of getting rejected. They're tired of getting disrespected. And now men have said, F it, I'm not approaching anymore. And women are getting nervous. Women are getting nervous. They're asking, why don't guys approach anymore? I get dolled up, I go outside and guys don't notice me. Why won't guys approach me at the bar? Me and my girlfriends will get all dolled up and no one even talks to us. They'll notice us, but they won't say anything. And many of these women you'll hear online, particularly TikTok, will start trying to encourage men to get back out there and approach women. Hey guys, we're friendly, we're nice. If you see us out, shoot your shot. Don't be shy. Come up to us. We want to be approached, guys.
I never get hit on in person. Like, I get a lot of messages online and stuff, and I'm single, so I'm on dating apps, but just like at the grocery store, men don't just come over and say hi, like, how are you doing? They don't do that anymore. And so when I do meet men, and I ask them, I tell them, like, I don't usually get hit on in person. Would you, if you saw me at the store or wherever, would you come talk to me? And sometimes they say yes, but a lot of times they say no. All the women I know, the single women, they appreciate it when a man is respectful and they come over and say, hi, you look nice or whatever. Because if we're out and we're dressed up, we look nice because we made an effort. And we appreciate it when men, or hell, even women, you know, a fellow female comes and tells you you look nice. So I'm trying to encourage you, because I feel like men are scared of rejection, but let me tell you, the world is full of rejection. That doesn't mean you shouldn't try. And I will say that most women, they're not going to growl at you for telling them that they look nice or saying hi. So I say all that to say this. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So if you see that beautiful woman, go take your shot. Go take it. She's over there waiting for you to tell her how beautiful she looks tonight, okay? Go forth, be bold, and flirt. And come say hi. Just say hi, wave, smile. It all works.
Yeah, see, but don't fall for that. Don't fall for that. You see, what's happening right now, you might think that, oh, they're changing. They're starting to appreciate us. No, that's not what's happening. You see, what's happening is that women are starting to feel their power dwindle. It's that kryptonite effect. Women tend to have this hold over men, particularly from their sexuality, that will compel a man to do just about anything. But all of a sudden, that's beginning to falter. Men are no longer controlled by female sexuality or feel compelled to chase or pursue.
I had a woman disagree with me on my predictions of 2026 dating, which was the era of yearning is back. And she goes, Tiana, I just don't think that that's going to happen because men just don't yearn over women in the way that they used to.
I don't think men like women anymore. I don't think that men desire us women anymore, us real women. I don't think that they value us like they used to. Men aren't really putting out effort. They're not putting out any type of effort like they used to. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm from New York, but I see women all over the globe complain about what's happening with men nowadays. Is it women that's not making themselves desirable anymore? What are y'all doing? What are y'all men doing? Like, what are all y'all men doing? What are y'all doing? If it has nothing to do with a woman, what are y'all doing?
You know what I don't like about these men today? They're so self-absorbed. All they want to talk about is themselves. All they care about is themselves. They're just like, I don't know, not obsessed with women like how they used to be. I don't like that.
Men are falling back and they're like, it's not worth it anymore. And with that comes this change in dynamic. Right now, with all these videos of women talking about they want men to approach them, all it is them feeling that initial concern. The dating dynamic has shifted. Many of these girls have lived a good portion of their lives getting endless amounts of attention, and now they're beginning to notice that they're getting less attention, and that's making them a little concerned because they rely on us to approach them. They don't want to change that dynamic, but they also don't appreciate that dynamic either. Now, here's the thing. These girls will try to convince you to go up and approach and, get back out there, but not just yet. You see, men, we like to always mention about how much women love attention. Women love attention. They can't live without attention. They're attention whores. And you're right. It's very true, they are. And yet, we never maximize on that. Our attention is a very valuable resource, just as valuable, in fact, as our finances a lot of the time. But we never maximize on it. We never actually utilize it. It's something we give up for free. And honestly, that's why we found ourselves in a situation, in a society where women don't value male attention. But let me be clear, men. I don't blame women for this one. I blame the men. We have to take accountability for this one, guys. This one is on us. For decades, we have been giving women endless amounts of attention. Literally, it's gotten so bad that we've created a word to describe how pathetic we've become. We call it simping. That's what we've been doing for women for decades. And now we're at a point where women don't respect our attention. They don't respect our approach. They don't respect our time. They don't respect our money. They don't respect us. It's on us to fix that. That's our responsibility, guys. And how do we do that? Well, we have to take back what we've been giving to them for free. We've been liking their videos. We've been liking their pictures, commenting under their Instagram photos. We have been just approaching them. We've been blowing up their phones, texting them. We've been giving them so much attention. And the only way to fix this is to pull back. That is the only way. We have to rebalance the scales. Gone are the days where we can be out here just complimenting chicks. These chicks have the biggest head in the world. They are gassed up. They think they are special. They think they are queens. They think they are goddesses. This is literally the language they use. Why? Because we've made them think that they are, because of the unchecked amount of attention we've been giving them. And so it's on us, as the ones who've caused them to not value our attention, to pull back. We have to pull back all the way back. We need to put a premium on male attention, on male validation, on dates, on our time. We need to value our attention the way women used to value their virginity. That's how serious I want it to be. I'm gonna say it again. We as men need to value our attention, our time, our resources the same way women used to value their virginity. That is the only way we're going to get back to a society where men are respected. Stop giving up value for free. No more simping. And that's what's actually happening right now. Guys, as a whole, are pulling back on their attention, and women are beginning to realize just how valuable that attention was now that it's gone. They're realizing that they took men approaching for granted. They realize that they don't want to be the ones to make the first move. Now, I'm not saying that guys should never approach ever. If you see a girl and you think that there's a high likelihood that there'll be a successful interaction there, go ahead and approach. What I am saying, however, is that you should be very selective. We should not just be doing it in mass like we used to back in the day. No. Right now, it's time for men to hold the line. We need to withhold our approach, withhold our attention, and it's going to take all of us working together as a unit. We need to reclaim the value of male attention. There will be a time when we will start approaching again, but not yet. You'll know when it's time to approach again, when there's a very clear societal shift and women realize that anytime they get a man's time and attention, that it's a valuable thing that they should appreciate. We're not there yet. Now, they're not going to like this. They're going to complain. They're going to make videos. Men aren't men anymore. Why aren't men being the hunters? They're not pursuing women. What happened to the real men who would go up to women? Well, you disrespected them. You recorded them and put them on TikTok, and now they're done. But this is cool. Women are going to have to take a proactive approach to dating for a while. While this situation, this dynamic fixes itself, they're going to have to pursue men. They're going to have to be more overt. They're going to have to make their interest very obvious to men. And if they don't like that, too bad. That's just the way it has to be. But right now, like I said, it's just a bunch of chicks who are afraid that the dynamic has shifted and they don't have as much power over men as they used to. The attention is dried up. And that's a good thing. So hold the line, boys. Hold the line. It's not time just yet, but you'll know when it's time. So that's all for this one, guys. If you got value from the video, please go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, check out my second channel. It's Jay Randall. On that channel, I do red pill commentary, as well as give you guys tips and tricks on how to navigate the treacherous dating marketplace. And until next time, guys, take it easy.